2 Kings chapter 11. When Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she rose and annihilated all the royal offspring. However, Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram and sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah. She stole him away from among the king's sons who were being put to death, and she hid him and his nurse in the bedroom from Athaliah, so that he was not executed. He remained with her hidden in the house of the Lord for 6 years, while Athaliah ruled over the land. In the 7th year, Jehoiada summoned the commanders of hundreds, along with the captains and the guards, and brought them to the house of the Lord. He made a covenant with them and had them swear an oath in the house of the Lord. Then he showed them the king's son. He commanded them, saying, 1/3 of you who come on duty on the Sabbath shall guard the king's house. Another third shall be at the gate of Sir, and the other third at the gate behind the guards. Keep watch over the house in shifts so that it will not be breached. The 2 divisions of you who go off duty on the Sabbath shall also keep watch over the house of the Lord for the king. Surround the king, each with his weapon in hand. Whoever approaches your ranks must be put to death. Stay with the king wherever he goes. The commanders of hundreds did just as Jehoiada the priest commanded. Each of them took his men, those coming on duty on the Sabbath and those going off duty, and they came to Jehoiada the priest. Then the priest gave the commanders of hundreds the spears and shields that had belonged to King David and were in the temple of the Lord. The guards, each with his weapon in hand, stationed themselves around the king, from the right side of the temple to the left side, by the altar and the temple. Jehoiada brought out the king's son, put the crown on him, and gave him the testimony. They proclaimed him king and anointed him, and the people clapped their hands and cried, "Long live the king!" When Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and the people, she went to the people at the temple of the Lord. She looked, and there was the king, standing by the pillar as the custom was. The commanders and the trumpeters were by the king, and all the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. Then Athaliah tore her robes and cried out, "Treason! Treason!" Jehoiada the priest commanded the commanders of hundreds, the officers of the army, and said to them, "Take her out between the ranks, and kill anyone who follows her with the sword." For the priest had said, "Do not kill her in the house of the Lord." So they seized her, and when she reached the horses' entrance to the palace, she was put to death. Then Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord, the king, and the people, that they would be the Lord's people, as well as between the king and the people. All the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They smashed its altars and idols to pieces and killed Mattan, the priest of Baal, in front of the altars. Jehoiada the priest stationed guards over the house of the Lord. He took with him the commanders of hundreds, the Carites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and they brought the king down from the house of the Lord and went through the upper gate to the king's palace. They seated the king on the royal throne. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet, for they had put Athaliah to the sword at the king's palace. Joash was 7 years old when he became king.